He's doing the same thing here. And the word is equivocation. So what does he say? He says, Israel influences our country. How do they influence our country? They try to manipulate the public conversation. He says, I know that members of the Israeli government don't like the deal. We know exactly what they're doing. They're paying Brad Parscale to pay influencers to critique the deal on the internet and criticize me. These are all factual statements. And by the way, they're all true. Israel, like other governments, attempts to influence public policy, yes. How do they do it? Well, according to this article, this was the means. This was the mode of their influence. Factual statement. What's the value statement, though? He says, well, I don't actually even mind. He says, Israel influences our country, but so does everybody. Israel tries to...
I don't really believe that, right? And y'all correct me down in the chat if I'm wrong, but do you really believe that Israel is influencing the United States, or is it vice versa? The United States simply, is Israel just simply an extension of the United States in the Middle East? Because I've heard that argument before, that Israel is simply just like, how you call it? They are the more aggressive brother of the United States out in the Middle East. So I don't know, because think about it. What exactly is it that Israel can offer to the United States? The people that are literally at the world reserve currency. What can Israel offer to them that they need from Israel? Money? The United States has like so much money. The wealthiest nation on earth. So what can Israel really give them? That's my point exactly. So I don't believe that it's money. So I think the United States are working hand in hand with Israel for whatever reason. And then I think they just want to have a presence in the Middle East. And that's how I see it, really. But I could be wrong, guys. I could absolutely be wrong. So please, let's have a debate about this one. Put your thoughts and opinions down in the chat. We're going to dive right in.
Influence our country, and why wouldn't they? Israel influences our country, so do all our allies and all our enemies. And I don't mind it. He says it's only a problem.
No, that's not true.
When American...
That's not true. Like, Canada is an ally of the United States. We definitely don't try to influence America. Like, I think Canada has like a lot of respect. Actually, like Canada is seen as like the younger brother. I know a lot of Canadians won't like me saying this, but it's the word on the streets that Canada is like the younger brother of America. So no way that they influence America, or like their politics, or like their elections, right? So I think that is what makes a good, healthy relationship between countries, is that like you don't try and influence each other's elections or anything like that, right? You can have a good relationship with like your neighbors without having like much of a say in who's their leader. Like, I believe that should be up to the people that live in that country.
Officials listen to it. Really? That's the problem? You don't mind that Israel's trying to influence our government, and then you create a false equivalency and say it's just like every other country. It's just like every other country, and they're in the right to do it, and I understand why they do it, and I don't mind that they do it. The real culprit are our own politicians. Israel's not the culprit. Their agents aren't the culprit. We're the problem. The problem is when American officials listen to them, but I don't mind that they try. How could you not mind?
Kind of agree with JD there. If that's indeed what JD is saying, is that he doesn't mind that they're asking. Like, I think everybody is allowed to ask, right? So if Israel is trying to influence the United States, they should be allowed to do that, right? But then still, it's up to the elected officials to still put their people first. So just because Israel was asking for this and that, it doesn't mean that you need to give it to them, right? Especially when you've promised that you're going to be America first, you're going to make America great again. Then that is what people are expecting, is that like, even though you might have noise from like allies, potential allies, or what have you, you still focus on your people first, right? So I don't necessarily agree with Nick there that like that he should be upset at Israel for asking. Israel has every right, like, you know, like you have the right to ask, absolutely, but then we also have the right to say no.
How could you not mind? First of all, that's not even true. It's a totally false equivalency. The United Kingdom and France do not influence American policy as much as Israel does. How do we know that? Look at our policy with regard to Europe right now. Are France and the United Kingdom happy about our policy in Iran? No. Are they happy about our policy in Ukraine? No. Are they happy about our policy towards Greenland? No. Are they happy about our trade policy towards Europe? No. Do they perhaps try to influence American policy? If they do, I'm not aware of it because it's either non-existent or it's totally not efficacious. Do they try to influence the public debate? I'm not even sure that they do. There's no presence.
I agree with Nick on this one. Like, it's absolutely true. Like, he's been tariffing, threatening to tariff Europe. He like just poops all over NATO, treats them like absolute garbage. So it's true. I agree with Nick here. Like, for sure, you can't say that Europe or like Mexico or Canada or Greenland that they're influencing America. It's actually it's the contrary. America is actually influencing those countries. Whereas with Israel, like it's really hard to tell, right? It's pretty clear who's influencing who, or at least who seems to be influencing who. I would say who seems to be influencing who, because it's not clear for me. I still don't believe that Israel can influence America without America willfully wanting that.
From the French or the British in the public conversation. If they are, I don't see it. Were the French and the British able to compel America to give security guarantees to Ukraine? No. Were they able to get Trump to back down from his attempts to acquire Greenland? No. Were they able to get him to reduce trade barriers against the European Union? No. Were they?
Nick is going too far even. Like, were they even able to get him to even talk to them before he started his Operation Epstein Fury? No. Right? Like, and as a result of that, now the Strait of Hormuz, which now affects a lot of other countries, right? They are now being affected by that, by a decision that they were not even on the table for. Right? Also, were they there whenever he tried to make a deal regarding Ukraine without Zelensky even being present there? He tried to strike a deal regarding Ukraine, just him and Putin. I mean, like, bro, that is not your country. So I completely agree with Nick here. 100%.